This is Dr. Uma Shankar again from EduContra Bhopal. Hope all of you are doing well. Today is the second session of the IELTS. So let's look a little into the different kinds of sections that are there in the 4 modules of the IELTS. Now when we look at the reading section, whether it's GT or academic, there are 40 questions which have to be solved in 1 hour. The only difference is that in GT, the passages are slightly easy. In fact, I would say that the first 13 questions could be divided into 2 sections with 2 small reading passages, and the questions are generally very easy. So ideally, if somebody is looking for a 7 in IELTS and GT, he should get all the first 13 questions correct. When we move on to the second section, that is say from question 14 to question 27, the questions are likely to be, the passage is likely to be slightly tough, and the questions could be a little difficult in the sense that you may have to spend more time trying to search for the answers. The last section would be say from questions 28 to question 40. That would be the real tough part of the GT reading, because the passage would be tough, the questions would be complicated, probably there would be multiple choice questions where all the answers seem similar, and ultimately you have only 1 hour. And by the time you've come to the third reading passage, you're literally racing against time. Because I've had so many students who have come back and told me, ma'am, we just could not complete the last 5 questions. All we could do was guess. But I would say it's always better to guess rather than leave the questions unanswered. Because there's hardly any scope for negative marking in IELTS. So you have all the liberty to simply guess the answers. You have a chance that some of them could be right, and that could be the way you would get your dream score. When you come to the academic, again the first passage would be easy with about 13 to 14 questions. The second passage would be slightly tough, and you may end up with about 13 to 14 questions. And the last passage would definitely be the toughest, the longest, the most complex in terms of sentence structure, and probably the questions would also be very convoluted, not very easy to locate the answers. But at the end of the day, please remember, people across the world are taking the IELTS, and you have to complete the IELTS reading in 1 hour. You have to answer 40 questions. So there are certain tips that I always tell my students. The first important thing is you do not need to read the passage. See, let us admit, most of us are not good at reading. So we don't have speed in reading. And if you take a long time in reading the first passage, you have lost out on time when it comes to reading the second passage and the third passage. And that makes no sense at all. For example, if you've taken a long time to read the first passage and you have all the first 13 questions correct, how will it serve the purpose when you have left about 10 questions in the last passage? It's absolute foolishness to do that. So remember, you should first find out whether you're a quick reader or you take a very long time in reading. The second aspect of reading is understanding. Are you someone who can understand the sentence very fast? Or do you take a very long time to understand what a particular sentence is all about? If these two are what define you, that is a slow reader and a person who's not very good at comprehending, I would always suggest that you first look at the questions and search for the answers. Scan for the answers. It's possible that you may not get a few answers immediately. No harm. If you get some more time at the end of the 40th question, you can come back to the previous questions. But please do not spend a lot of time in the first passage or the second passage trying to read the passage, trying to understand the passage, and losing out on questions in the last passage. Please remember, you must devote the maximum time to the last passage because the passage is going to be tough. And as I always say, beggars can't be choosers. You can't say that, oh, I'm from a health profession and I got the last passage on archaeology because it was beyond my comprehension. I could not answer the questions. As such, remember, you do not require any pre-knowledge of any subject in the IELTS to be able to answer the questions. So my advice would always be, look at the question, search for the answer, come back to the second question, search for the answer. By the time you've attempted about 4 or 5 questions, you already know what the passage is about. And it's possible that if you got the first question in the first answer in the first para, it's possible that the seventh answer would also be there in the first para. So since you've already scanned that para once for the first answer, it will be easy for you to understand where the seventh answer is going to lie. The other important thing in the reading is you must look for signal words. So if you have understood the meaning of a particular word in a particular question, search for the same word or search for its synonym in the reading passage. The moment you have seen the line which contains this word or its synonym, you can rest assured that you're likely to find the answer around the word. This saves your time. This also helps you to make smart decisions on the right answers, and this will help you get a good score in the IELTS. So reading is not something that can come automatically, something that you can develop in say a week. Reading is a skill that requires practice, persistence, and if you're someone who has always been fond of reading since childhood, probably since you learned the alphabet, then reading would be a cakewalk for you. I've had so many students who have got a perfect 9 in reading, be it GT or academic. And I've generally found that these are people who have always been fond of reading and have been reading through the years. So when you start reading at a very young age, gradually you start reading very fast. That helps you in two ways, whatever be the exam. You're able to read a passage or read the question very fast. You're also able to comprehend very fast, which helps you understand the question and get the right answer in the minimum time. So this was one aspect of reading that we have looked at today. We'll have more to go in the next session on reading. Till then, have a good time. Keep reading whatever you can lay your hands on and keep improving your reading skills. Thank you.